Hey, what's up, y'all? It's your girl, Miss Bree.
What up, man? It's your boy Chose on the beat.
And you just pulled up to the chop shop. We got a special guest up in here.
We told y'all. We told y'all. I mean, she don't even need no introduction.
Not really.
You know what I'm saying? You already know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
You already know what time it is.
You know what time it is.
What we got in this right now?
It's your girl, La Cubana. You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is. Yes.
Hey, welcome.
Thank you for having me
in the building, baby.
Yes, exactly.
What's up, man? Thank you for pulling up.
Definitely. Thank you guys for having me. You know, you guys have a piece of my heart. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Exactly. You have
much.
ours as well. Well, thank you. So we wanted to kind of bring some topics to light, which a lot of people have been talking about, is this Diddy Cassie thing, which I'm sure you've had a chance to see the video. It was a little shocking for me when I saw it, but I feel like a lot of people kind of gave her shit and like saying that, you know, well, she was just trying to get the money and stuff like that when she put the lawsuit against him. And then this came out, and I feel like a lot of people were like, oh God, I'm sorry, Cassie type shit. But I feel like some people were also saying that, you know, they're like, she should have left. She should have been gone. Why did she stay so long type stuff? Because that happened in 2016 and she stayed a couple years afterwards, right? So what are your thoughts about that?
Well, first and foremost, in regards to the situation, I mean, it's hard to leave from any relationship if that's the case. You know, you don't know what's going on behind doors.
Right.
Then in regards to her getting a lot of stuff, I'm already used to it, like used to people are going to talk regardless, whether it was good or not or whatever, if it would have been the other way around. But the part that really had me was, Negro, you got caught.
Yeah. Right.
Not like that. Not saying that what he did was right. What I'm saying is, you sat there, you paid her off, and then you turn around and we see that gruesome side of you. Mm-hmm. And then you say sorry. Like, right. You know what I mean? So it's that's what I mean by getting caught. Like, whoa, man, how you, you know what I'm saying? Like, how do you do this and then get caught? You know what I mean?
I mean, how do you know? How do you deny it knowing that the video
there's evidence out there that you knew there was evidence.
You know what I'm saying? So, and then like you supposedly paid the people to, for it to go away. Supposedly. How is it not away? Like, you know what I mean? If I were to do something like that, and you know what I mean, I'm paying the bread, I'm getting all tapes, I'm making sure everything is good, you know what I'm saying? And that way it would never have came out. Like, something's going on.
Maybe.
You know what I'm saying?
Maybe.
But as a man, I don't believe women should be hit that way.
Kicked.
That was a lot of I don't
and she
care.
Was already leaving. She was already gone.
I don't care the circumstances. I don't give a freak, you know, what that woman done. I don't care if she hit you. I don't care. I mean, barring she didn't like give you AIDS or freaking try to kill your kids or, you know what I mean, try to harm your kids or kill you, you know what I'm saying, or are you trying to defend yourself? But like, I don't see no way for a woman to be getting hit that way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying that because I got two beautiful women, strong women, advocate right here in the building, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying that because
if we need to, but yeah.
I'm just saying that just because of me. Like, I never been that way to, you know, my hand. I've been hit. I've been, you know, I had to hem him up, you know what I mean, you know, protect myself a little bit, but I'll never beat, you know, a woman, you know what I mean? Like that was just hateful. He needed his ass whooped to me, to be honest with you.
I'm pretty sure he's done worse than that.
Oh, that's the thing. That's what we see. Imagine what's behind closed doors. You know what I mean?
Not just to Cassie. I mean, there's allegations of him being part of attempted murder, and there's allegations of his. I mean, you can pay. He's a billionaire, right? If I'm not mistaken,
he's billionaire.
You can pay millions of dollars to say that his wife or his ex-wife or baby mama or whatever she is, I think her name is Kim passed
Porter,
away from pneumonia, whatever.
And it took forever to get that result too. I thought was odd.
It's come on, you know. So
Biggie, Pac, his wife,
Biggie.
Yeah.
Wasn't there some girl? Wasn't there some like reporter or person that's reporting against him or whatever?
Yeah, that's what I noticed recently. There was I went down a rabbit hole on TikTok, which anybody can do, but there was just something that was going on. She was a person that worked for like a media company, and did like PR stuff. And then she,
The blonde girl.
yeah. And she was putting out a lot of stuff, Oprah stuff,
Yeah.
and everything. And
Yeah.
then she was getting it really deep into Diddy stuff. And then all of a sudden she died.
Oh, her. Never mind. My bad.
Oh.
I'm thinking you talking about the one that was in the baddies right now.
Oh,
Okay. Yeah. She was like a background dancer or something. I don't know. She was
let me know about that. I don't know about that.
I think he had a home where
Oh, you talk about the girl that tried to sue him now?
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Oh,
shit right there.
I'm like, here they come.
Like, listen, I'm gonna keep a G. I'm sorry. I don't want women to hate me on this one. When a woman comes out of nowhere and be like, "Yeah, I was raped or whatever," and it would have been like 20 years or 15 years or it's been a long time. I don't understand that. You know what I'm saying? Because I just think that if something were to happen to you, you need to go and tell. You know what I'm saying? Why are you waiting so long to get it out? And a lot of people say that, oh, they're scared, they're timid. The man has brainwashed them or whatever the case may be. But it's just to me, I always have like an inkling like, dude, is she lying because she waited so long? You know what I mean? And I know that's kind of effed up to say, but it's like, why do you think that is? You think I'm wrong for thinking that way? Like, you guys are women. If something were to happen to you, are you guys gonna like go tell, or you got what is your guys' take on that?
I think it depends. I think when obviously it's going to be, blown up more when somebody's famous, right? So I think that maybe you don't feel like you have a voice. If they were to happen to me, I've been in situations, that I won't be very proud of that I went to do or whatever, like just to hang out with like celebrities. And maybe there was some things that may have happened in my presence, but not to me. And I left. Am I wrong for that? Or could it happen to me? But maybe it's because I feel like I didn't have a voice to say something, because some of these people are in powerful positions. You don't have a voice to say stuff. So I think at times when somebody is strong enough to speak up, I think in turn, these other people are like, oh, I have somebody, it worked for them. I do also think that also brings crazy people out. Like, oh, I'm about to get a paycheck too, because people do settle out of court and they still get paid. So that's the part that's difficult. But I also think women that do make false reports and it comes out that they really did make the false report, they weren't even in the city or whatever, they should be, there should be like some type of repercussion for them too, because I don't feel like that's right for them to say X, Y, and Z, that somebody did something, raped them or whatever, and that can ruin their bag too if they didn't actually do that.
Well, all I can say is, unfortunately, Cassie, it was messed up because it was disgusting. It was triggering to a lot of women, and men too, because there's men that are being abused as well. But she was a sacrifice for her to be where she's at right now. In other words, like, because I don't want to get all religious or whatever, but I just think that God puts you through something so that you can come out of something better. And I'm hoping that she's healed mentally. I'm hoping that she's not being the abuser in her new relationship, or she's not accepting abuse in her new relationship. I just know a lot of people that are still in that situation, and no matter what we do or say, and I'm sure her family probably went through that, because this is not no secret thing. They, people know, I'm pretty sure she had someone she talked to. She was just a sacrifice to get out of that situation. If I'm even using the word right, because y'all know I'm Cuban. But she just had to go through that storm in order to skip to the sunshine and the flower seeds and all that. And
Right.
I'm happy for her right now. Unfortunately, P. Diddy, man. Ooh.
I mean, it's just too many
He's
allegations.
disgusted me since Biggie's. That's why I'm like,
Right.
why we ain't
Too
talking
many
about that?
allegations. You got Danny Kane, people from Danny Kane speaking out.
Exactly.
All
Not
these
wanting
different
to sign.
people.
What's his name? Mace?
Yes.
I think nobody believed him. Why
50
are we
Cent.
not? Nobody
You know what I'm
believed him.
Because he went from being a pastor then back to not being a pastor. I think people have a tendency to not believe stuff like that when people do
okay.
that, when they backslide or whatever.
You got that poor boy Orlando Brown. He probably got destroyed by that guy. He been saying the shit forever.
So
You know
what
what I'm
is
saying?
the
I
thing
think
with
so.
Justin Bieber? Why was it?
because Justin Bieber was at Diddy parties when he was underage. And if you know what happened, and the same thing, so I will say this, I don't want to get involved with Usher or whatever, but Usher did have that situation that happened a long time ago where he had, it came out in the reports that he had herpes or whatever. And Diddy also,
by a big one.
yeah,
She was a big one.
yeah.
Shout out to all my thickalicious females.
Right?
You know what I'm saying? All my
but
puticas.
yeah, but it came out, and it's not supposed to come out anything like that. But he had that, that allegation that he had that or whatever, and it came out with the medical report. And then supposedly Diddy also has it too. And Diddy also, per se, was like grooming Usher. There's allegations saying that he also groomed Usher. So I don't know.
So what you guys are telling me is that Diddy likes back door of a man.
That's what everybody's saying.
Yeah, that's
what's going around.
That's what they're saying.
That's why they're saying no Diddy.
No Diddy.
Instead of saying no homo, they say no Diddy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because of that.
That's what
You know
that
I'm saying?
means.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Which I don't even care. If that's what he likes, that's his business. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but I feel like
it's just the way he comes off. Why wouldn't he just say it? Like
because hip hop. Because
like Nas says it, not the Nas, not our Nas.
no, Little Nas. Yeah.
That's his
You
name.
need to make sure you say that clearly, bro. You didn't fuck me. Listen, I almost choked on the whole life.
Hold up, Nas.
Listen,
said that,
Nas.
hold up.
You know
Yeah.
Cuban.
Nas
You
here,
just let
Jones.
Nas down right now.
Just let Nas down right now.
Shoot. Oh, Little Nas X. Say that nigga whole name,
Okay.
bro.
But I feel like it's generational because back in the day, they gave him shit all the time. Remember, like, you know, I'm not gonna be, you know, Suge was like, I ain't gonna be in your videos dancing and shit, because he was kind of like more on like the pop side with hip hop coming in. He wanted to go more mainstream, right? And I think that he got a lot of shit from that. So I feel like if he also said, hey, I came out and he's bi or whatever his preference is, they're gonna be like, they're gonna clown him.
Oh, back then.
So he couldn't. So now he has to keep it a
then.
secret because he's
being gay back then wasn't even cool. Like it wasn't even.
right.
You know what I'm
no,
saying?
no, of course not.
Like
They
it was
would
like
clown you.
Yeah,
exactly.
it was
Even
bad.
as of 10 years ago, really.
Yeah, like
you know, honestly, it just
it's-
became a little bit
you know
more
what I'm saying?
Gay
accepting.
and abusive. Ooh,
Yeah, gay
that's
and abusive.
pedophile.
That's
That's
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
pedophile.
You guys really didn't answer my question about the well, I guess you guys kind of did, but you know what I mean, you guys are women, you know what I mean? Have you been in an abusive relationship like that to where, you know,
Yeah.
you know,
Not
and
to
then,
that
and then
extent.
and how did you handle it? And then, you know, does it fuck you up mentally? What does it make you feel like? Like what do you guys go
I mean,
through?
me personally, I always get my I not always because I ain't in no abuse. I've always got my lick back, and it involved stitches and stuff like that. But it still triggered me, like certain tone, like you know what, certain tone, like I knew when my significant other was serious, and I can read if it's gonna go to another level. But because I've already been touched and you've been touched, I gotta decide: do I want to touch, or do I want to just go ahead and all right, bro, I'm out of here. I'm just gonna leave because you tripping, and then I leave. But it's triggering. Like I'm a loud person. We know.
You already know what time it is. You already know what time it is.
I said that like you guys don't know me.
I gotta turn my volume down when I go across your post. Dead ass.
You already know me. I be like, damn.
So when I see it, I'm like, let me turn this shit
One time
down.
I did scare myself because I didn't know that my phone was connected to my car thing.
Oh shit.
And I was like, do, and I went to go see to make sure the audio working. It was like, you know what time? I was like, oh, that's me. I'm good. I'm good.
It's you.
Hell yeah.
It can
So when I
totally
see
you
that,
for a
I'm like,
second.
let me turn this shit down before I
But
listen.
yeah, going back, I'm a loud person, so obviously, you know, I understand my loudness. Like I'm used to it. My niece now, she goes like this.
Oh.
Shut up, Dion. I'll be like, oh, don't say shut up. Be quiet then. I'll be like, ooh. But the man is a difference, like the alpha. So when it's like, ooh, 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 and I'm like, ooh. So like everything just, all right, I gotta grab something near me.
Right.
Even if it's not like if chosen right now, I'll be like, Mimi, I'll be like, okay, all right, where I'm gonna stab him.
Rebecca
Grab
Savage, right.
something because it's triggering, or it can be triggering.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To certain people. That's why I tell women all the time, like, try not to, and I tell this to a lot of women. You know, I only get in certain people's face that I know me and know I don't mean no harm. You know, are you tripping, bro? You tripping. Nah. And then I get the banging sometimes when I get mad, right? But can't do that to a man because men have this, it's like some kind of liquid that reminds them in their brain. It goes from their testicle to their brain and tell them I'm a man and he's an alpha. And then, you know, some of them are going to use their hands because they don't know how to control it. Some of them are going to use their voice. So I just tell women that all the time, like, you're not a man. So don't get in a man's face.
He's always said that.
Yeah, I always said that because sometimes women, they hit men.
Yeah.
And I'm like, listen, I don't condone ever you being hit. The man should still be able to control himself. But I do understand if a man gets hit a certain way, if he reacts, like I was watching something on Instagram where this bouncer was just bouncing, you know what I'm saying? And the girl was and just smacks him, and he just, she flew across the room. And I like felt bad for her, but I was like, damn, I kind of understand that, but I still don't think, you know what I mean?
I mean, would you go into the zoo somehow and slap a lion because the lion just peed and it peed on your new Nikes? Would you slap? Not is it a lion? That's the ones with the big puff, right?
Yeah.
The lion. Yeah, the Lion King. Would you slap the lion?
Tiger,
bear,
gorilla,
oh
bear,
my, nothing.
Ain't nothing. I ain't slapping no animal. No,
Right,
absolutely.
because what is the lion gonna do? Attack you back. They don't. Sometimes that's what women. That's why women don't understand. Men are not normal creatures, and we're not normal creatures to them. They're not normal. That's why we can bear children and they can't. Well, I think they can now. The little Nas X. But there's a trigger that.
You're so precious. You're like, I would say the whole day. Well, I'm not going to talk about my experience because I've talked about it before.
Yeah.
But
I whooped her ass.
No. Oh my God, no, not our situation.
No. I'm just saying because I said,
him.
damn, you said that quick. He's like, yeah. Well,
and he gave me the eye. No. It's just something that happened to me when I was younger, and I wouldn't say that Cassie's situation was triggering, but I would say that it was something that was people, when they were saying stuff like she should have just left, I could see why she wouldn't leave.
Yeah, people always talk about you shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Just leave.
You don't know.
You can't just leave,
situation.
especially when you're in that situation. You don't know the situation, but you're in a situation where that's all you know. You know, you're locked in on a lot of stuff. They come and they whine and dine you, and it feels so like, okay, you get to the point where you feel like, okay, now I'm in control because he's whining and dining me and he loves me. Now he's going to treat me good for these days, and then we're going to be great.
That's it.
We're going to be great. And then you forget about, you're going to be great, but it's going to happen again. I mean, look at Tina Turner. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
And then thank God she didn't bear no children, because then the children will lock you in a little bit more. Because what a lot of people don't know is that it's not just the physical abuse, it's also the mental abuse. And some of us have been in a mental abuse relationship. I was in one for 19 years, but I was returning it back instead of trying to fix it and fix it with him. We didn't know. Again, going to our communities, there's no resources. There's no therapy. When me and Babe try to go to therapy, I mean, and my babe as in the one that's in heaven, it was like we was 15 years old. And we was in therapy because we were getting ready to, have children, something. I don't even know how we ended up in therapy. And the lady discriminated and started asking questions regarding, so are you a gang member and all that? And he got mad. He was like, why are you asking me this? And then I'm looking at her like, why is you asking my dude this?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And then we didn't go through for,
and then she's gonna go
so
and
we felt like she was the police, and she was white.
Yeah.
So, we like, that's the police.
Yeah.
So there is mental and there's physical. The good thing, well, it's not nothing good about those two, but the difference is that the mental one is stronger and it hurts more than the physical one. Because the physical one, you already get used to the pain.
Yeah.
You already know where it's coming. And that's why a lot of these women out here that be so quick to fight and all that, they say they're hit harder than my nigga. Because they're already used to, they know how they know what part of their body's gonna heal. I grew up fighting dudes all my life, so that's where my toughness come in at, because I've been hit in every places. Thank God I ain't ever been knocked out. Thank you, Jesus. But that's because I know I'm smarter than that. But I mean, I've been knocked out, but not knocked out. I've been dazed. And that ain't no nigga. That was police, but we ain't gonna go there. So that's what I feel. I just feel like physical and mental is both parts, but mentally is harder. And I think that Cassie he's smart. He broke her. He got her mentally, and he started getting physical.
Once you get her mentally, it's a wrap.
Yeah, you break her.
It's a wrap. You break her or him, or if there's or her or him or whatever it is like that. You know what I'm saying? Once the mental is gone, they're like, people are like, and I'm sitting there looking like, are you? I don't want to say that.
No, I know.
But it's like, come on, and they're just mentally.
She didn't understand her worth.
That's why I try to teach my daughters. That's why I try to teach my daughters,
He didn't know who she was.
One
sports.
You know what I'm saying? One and done. Like, as soon as that happens, it's a wrap. It's over. You do whatever you can to it's over. It's a wrap because that's not acceptable.
Right.
You know, and it's to me, I'm trying to teach my kids, my girls, that that is a deal breaker.
That's it.
That is a wrap. There is no coming back.
My question as an advocate to Cassie, if these allegations are real of other than what he did to her,
right?
Were you aware of what he was doing with children? Were you aware what he was doing with children?
Right.
And why are you not speaking on that?
Right.
And why did you not do nothing about that
part
now?
Exactly. Yeah.
Because there's a lot of children. I have 2 children that came from Honduras. And I wanted to know, you know, they came from Honduras. They were foster home. And I was like, I'm going to take them. Like, I understand what it's like to come from a third world country and not understand the culture and all that. And long story short, I was just laying there watching Netflix or Prime one night, and then this movie come up, and it was like children something in Honduras. It was based on a true story. Anything that says true story, by the way, I'm like a big fan. So send me anything. Okay. So I tuned into it, and when I tuned into it, I was like, they were showing the real footages, how the Honduras kids were getting kidnapped. They were being sex trafficked from Honduras to Colombia. Colombia failed with the track. They went to TJ, and then they went, you know, and it started with America. So that's my only thing with her. I really feel bad for what she's been through. I get that. But do you know how many people go through that outside? And I do feel bad that she got slammed.
Yeah.
But do you know how many people get slammed on a regular?
Right.
So my question to her is, we get it. I get it. I'm man, FP Diddy. I'm rocking with you, Cassie, all the way.
Right.
But let me find out you knew about these children. So even Justin Bieber.
Right.
And I'm probably going to go pee in a cup, see you in Hollywood, and throw the piss in your face.
Right.
Because you can't cry out, help, victim. Oh my God, look at the video. And you knew those boys was being hurt. You knew them young ladies was being hurt. And now they're probably can't come out or will come out, or they're probably dead. We don't know. But I'm big on children. So my thing is, if you're with somebody that you know even slept with a minor, you're just as much as a pedophile than they are.
And she didn't do anything about it. And that includes his whole camp.
And she has a chance
involved.
to do it because right now you're bringing up what he, and she said it. She said something for the $30 million, right? She said, I'm going to tell the truth or whatever. But it seems like only her truth is coming out. So Cassie she owes it to the public to go live, forget that $30 million and name everything, the kids, everything. Maybe these parents are.
I don't know if she can. I think it's because the FBI and all that stuff is. No, I know, but I'm saying.
So then why should we feel bad for her for getting beat up like everybody doing the hood damn near? So you telling me because of legal, again, the system, the American system, because I could tell you right now, in Cuba, you rape a child or anything, your dick getting cut off.
Right.
But and the person who cut it off is walking away. My thing is, so it's okay because of the American system. What if I was a mom looking for my daughter right now or my son?
Right.
You know what I mean? I just think she should come out with that. But that's just me.
Well, we discussed a little bit about mentality, right? And you know, a lot of people have had, you know, situations that happen like the Cassie situation, but a lot of people also have lost somebody that's very close to them, like you have lost, you said. How do you or have you coped with being able to, I guess, deal with it? I mean, you take care of you have a lot of responsibility. How have you been able to,
with the loss of
your loved one?
I think that what it is with me, and people think is like I make it look easy or whatnot, but I think what happened to me, and I had to like kind of just keep reminding myself because I've been asked that question like 10 times this month alone, and we're only on the 3rd or the 2nd. I just think that prior to me taking the big loss that's unexpected to me was losing people prior to that. Like we've lost homeboys. And after losing probably my 3rd homeboy, I already kind of got like used to death in the community. Like I'm like, oh damn, another one, man. And you know, but watching the mothers, I've never been close to the moms. So watching the mothers and I'm like, and then I got a son and then I got a daughter and I'm like, so when it finally happened to me, so close to home, because like I said, it wasn't just my baby daddy or my kid's father or my friend. Or no. This was my dog. This was my, hey, I need you to go talk to the teachers at the school, field trips. We got to pay this bill. This was my everything, right? I never felt what it was like to be a single mom until Lamar passed away, until 5/9/2014. When that happened to Lamar, I was just more like, okay. And then I had to hurry up and get out of Melissa's body and become Mimi. And then I had to put myself in other people's position. Like, think about little Mikey mom. Think about Poopie's kids. Think about, like a lot of homies. You know what I mean? Like, just think about that. I just started thinking about everybody else. And I was like, oh yeah, I got to be strong for everybody else. And then I started thinking about what matters most is the children, our children. And I was like, nah, I got to be strong for them kids. That's how I was able to cope, because I was like, I have to be here for my children, our children. So I breathe, eat, sleep, everything, our children. Like I said at the gala, my love life is like this because I put God, my children, and then I put my love life and then the community. I don't know what the hell I do after my children, but God knows. Now, the other thing that I was speaking on earlier is God. I'm a very, very like Allah, God, Muslim, whoever, I don't know, whoever y'all want. The point is the person that takes charge. I'm very, very, very scared of that person. I'm very scared of that spirit. I'm very scared of that man. I'm very, very scared of him, because I had to sit back and look at my life and say, me and this man, I catch him doing stuff like, oh, you got me twisted, Lamar. Oh, I'm about to go kill this bitch. I'm going to kill that person. I'm going to do this. And then I'm back in church. Jesus, hallelujah. And the minute he called, bam, I'm like, where you at? What I got to do? And I'm running to him. And the whole time I just hear God saying, oh, so you think, oh, you want to play with me? Oh, okay. I ain't going to take your kids because I know what I want to do for you. But I'm going to take something from you because I think you think I'm a joke. I called my sister and I told her, I said, something happened to me. What to do with my kids. And she was just like, what, Mimi, you're scaring me? I'm like, listen. So in so many words, as I'm talking to my sister and I'm going back and I'm remembering all this and I'm like, ooh, God didn't like that. And me and him will have conversations. I'll be like, if you ever got to know, if you ever go, and I'll tell them, if I go, I'm going to poke you in the butt when I see you with a bitch. When I see you having sex with a bitch and you feel a pinch, that's me. Because you all me, okay? You belong to me. And what you talking about? You ain't going nowhere. If anything, I'm going to go to jail. I'm going to do my time. You always say it ain't you. I'm like, whatever. I believe, I know that God was like, oh, so you're willing to sacrifice your life for a man, my son, Lamar? Oh, because I always said that. Take me before you take him. I'd rather my kids have a father than a mother. I'm an amazing mom. I'm dope. But I knew what it was like to grow up without a dad. So I always wanted them to have their dad. But as I'm mature and older now and I'm looking and all that, and I'm like, I'm not happy that he's gone. Hell no, that's my baby. But I'm like, I know why God wanted me here. I know the purpose. So what you have to do is just kind of think. And that's what I did. I thought. And you have to listen. If you listen and let God talk to you or whoever, sometimes it could be a spirit. It could be your mom, your grandma, your friend, your cousin. You got to let them talk. You got to just shut up and listen and pay attention to your whole thing. And when Cuban Memee first came out, the lights were so bright that I wasn't listening, but I'm so proud that I had strong angels because I've never touched drugs. I've never drank to where I black out. Next thing you know, there's this big person or a small person humping on me, or multiple people. Thank you, Jesus. But I've been in positions where that could have happened.
Let me ask you this. Mentally, does it affect you mentally? Or if it did, did you get a depression, or did you just snap out and be like, oh, I gotta handle business?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
The best thing to do when that happens to me, the best thing to do is cry alone. You gotta cry. You gotta let it out. It's like a workout. It releases all the oxygen. Well, you need oxygen to have a brain. There goes the Cuban. Right. It releases all the chemicals, the dirty chemicals that you insult. Man, I ain't no scientist, but y'all know what I'm saying. Right. That's why they be trying to kidnap us and put little chips in our head. But I want to say about 72 hours ago, I just out of the blues, I looked at his picture because again, everybody be like, oh my God, everybody lost their baby daddy, this and that. But I looked at his particular picture. I didn't want to look at anybody else because everybody else I've already mourned y'all. But with him, he was my dad, my brother. It was like, okay, so I looked at his picture and I try not to look at the picture, but it helps. So I looked at the picture and I'm looking at his eyes and I'm like, okay. And I'm like, take care of your son, take care of your daughters, niggas. I'm gonna dig you up, And then I started, unfortunately, thinking about not just the tragic, but prior to the tragic. I started thinking about, the fear that he had, and I'm on my man. He can't even walk in the house with a scratch.
Right.
Because I want to know who scratched you. You know what I'm saying? I want to know where your other shoes is at. I want to know why you pulling up in this car where the other car at. Right. Like I was that type of woman, but it was just more of, it felt good to cry it out. And then my daughter walked in on me. She goes, why are you crying? I said, I gotta let it out, Lanai. I gotta let it out. She's like, do you want to talk? I'm like, no, I'm okay. And I think that it's just, I've been so busy since it happened. And I've been so.
I think that's what it is.
You think that has?
I feel like
have you had time to mourn?
Yeah.
You haven't had time to mourn and grieve
because I've found. So luckily, so I used to be in love with Hennessy, and I would drink Hennessy, and I'm like, okay, I cried. Oh, Lamar, 3 ball.
Right.
But then it's like if I'm around people, I'm like, and then I found myself going on the internet. So what I stopped doing, I was going to the gravesite every Sunday. I stopped doing that because I realized when I leave the gravesite, I'm like texting, I'm posting stuff. I'm investigating. I'm becoming this detective, even though the case is solved. It's just in streetwise, I'm still, I have my doubts. But I can't mourn. Was I about to say mourn?
About to say moan. Yeah. No more wine for Mimi.
No, I know. Cut her off. Cut her off.
I can't. Damn.
I know.
So I can't because I'm like all the time busy. And then like one time, this is so funny. You guys are going to crack up. You got a pat on, girl, because you about to pee on yourself. Listen.
No, I don't. I can hold my pee. Thank you.
So one time I knew I had to like cry it out. And I wanted to cry. And I was like, all right, I'm a mourn. And I was in my room and I was pacing. I was like, because I had to get it out because I snap on people. And I sat there and I was just trying, and here comes Chubby. And I was like, I said in my eye, and and he's like, Mom, you all right? I'm like, yeah, I'm okay, nigga. What the hell wrong with you? I told you go handle that. Mom, just saying I'm all right, nigga. So I turned from this sweet mom to now I'm like this tough mom to him. And I couldn't do it. So I said, I'll find another time. There is no other time. The best thing to do mentally is cry it out.
So did Lamar, the loss of him, make you want to start Fat Camp?
No, of course. He was here when we was cracking.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Oh, hell yeah. Lamar died in 2014. We started in 2007.
Okay.
Baby, we 17 years.
So what brought on Fat Camp? What made you want to start?
Inspiration.
That's just inspiration to Fat Camp.
So this was going to go in my book. But I did talk it to friends and all that. And I love you both, so I don't mind. You know what I'm saying? Oh, Lord, I don't know if I should say it. Because, okay, well,
if you don't,
I was on my way to go put a bullet in a bitch head.
Okay.
Because I think that I had enough. I think that as a woman coming from, 13 years of age, having a child at 16, and then knowing that the minute I turn 18 and I get approved for an apartment, I'm going to do everything in my power that doesn't take away my dignity to make sure that I have a roof over my head for me and our daughter at that time and him. And when I tell you, like, Lamar became not just, that's why God don't play. God is a jealous God. Lamar didn't just become the father of my children, my homeboy, my nigga, none of that. Lamar became my everything along with the children that we bared. Now, can my man at that time have jumped in a girl's car or maybe had a car that he hustled on his own? That's fine. But the minute that he comes in the doors and says, babe, look what I got. This is for us. That's already locked in. And he knew that. come home, you better come with all pieces.
Right.
Nothing stays at a bitch house. Not that I was accepting he had a bitch, because I don't play that. I didn't accept that he had a bitch. I accepted him and his hustle. And that's what I tell a lot of women. Know what you sign up for.
Yeah, you said that yesterday, and you said, you know what the person you was with when you being with them, why you want to think you're gonna come in here and change them.
Yeah, you
right?
And I was telling you earlier, you don't go and try to change a man. You help a man change. And after a while,
Woo, say that again, Mimi. Say that again. Listen, all you bitches out there. So I'm just kidding.
Oh my God.
I'm just
say
kidding.
putas, that means good. That's a better
kidding.
way.
I'm really kidding. That was a joke. It was a joke.
You don't try to change a man. You help a man change. Yeah. And if he does not take that help, it's like the drug houses, what are they called?
Trap house?
No, the ones where they get help.
Oh, rehab.
You
said the drug houses.
Well, like
I was talking about the trap. I was banging in the trap. Shout out to Speaker Box.
Do this. Okay.
You mean the other one?
Whoa, Speaker Box.
I was banging in the trap.
Okay, so those rehab places.
Okay.
You know, if the people really want help, they're gonna get the help, right? And they're gonna come out and they're gonna be counselors, and then they're gonna whatever. But if they don't want the help, then there's really nothing. All you gotta do is
go back,
right?
Yeah.
So with a man, you gotta help him, but don't lose you as the woman, as the foundation. The king is not supposed to be out there fighting the war, but some kings was like, I don't give a damn. I gotta show them that I'm still the king, because they're gonna think I'm weak. So guess what? I'm gonna get on this horse and I'm gonna get out there with my what are they? Soldiers. I went like this, like they're seagulls. I'm gonna get out there with my soldiers and I'm gonna go get into the war. I may or may not come back. Yeah. But you know what to do as a what?
Woman.
No.
Queen.
As a queen.
Yeah.
Before there was a woman, there was a queen. Remember, women wasn't nothing. Women, nothing. All that's just your sexuality. You got a little vagina, you're a woman. Yeah. You got a little thing or whatever, you go man.
Not little.
Hey, little.
Don't ever associate that with little.
Little.
We're not saying little. Absolutely not.
But what is your title in life and what is your title at home? That's what you have to understand, right? So I lived across the street from Oak Park, and then I got a call, and the homegirl was like, "Dog, them bitches is in your coop, in your old school." I said, "What?" I said, "You crazy?" I said, "Man, I'm driving down right now. Where they at?" And they told me. So I got like they were like at the next light, and I was on the other light, and I'm looking, and I was like, okay. And I just remember one girl turning around, flipping me off, and I'm like, okay, bam. And then I get the call from him, because they calling him, "Yo, baby mama's chasing us." Right. Baby mama and the mother of his children. I'm gonna show y'all what
right.
And when all that went down, long story short, he called me, Melissa, might as well say back down, mayday. Right, he didn't know how to. He couldn't talk to me like regular. I went to the house, got the homegirls. I said, "I'm doing it." She, what are you talking about? I'm doing it. I said, that's it. That if I allow that to happen. And this the old school. This is how crazy I was back then. If I allow that disrespect, if there's been so many disrespect, but it wasn't no disrespect in my safe zone. Right. I go to my mother-in-law house, ain't no bitches sitting there. Bitch, you better leave from the back door. Ain't none of that. And I don't touch people's cars. So I see a car parked there, I'm about to fuck. Wasn't none of that. But the minute you touch something that belonged to me other than him, and our family, I said no. And the thing is that we hustled that. That was our dream car. That was going to our son. Ain't no bitches leaving they pussy juice in our shit, nigga. Is you serious? Oh, I'm killing somebody. So I went to the house, loaded up, went to the shop where the homegirls was at. And one of my homegirls that I love dearest, I ain't gonna say her name, I love her to death. She got in the car. She was like, "What's up with you?" I said, "Man, I'm doing it." I said, "My kids will be straight. They got the money, the will, everything cool. I ain't tripping. I'm gonna just bust on her." My goal was to hit her, aim the head. Yeah, that's what I wanted to do. I didn't care. Like I was like, I'm not tripping. I'll go to Cuba. I'll do whatever I got to do. And then,
you were already making plans.
I said, I remember she grabbed it from me. We was tussling a little bit. The shit went off. She was like, "Bitch, you coulda," and it was like a sign, like, "Bitch, what is wrong with you?" And I was like, "Oh shit, I thought it was in safety," and I felt like that was a sign. But then I was like, man, and then I went home the next day. I remember I was crying. You know, it's that, fuck that nigga. I'm done. He brought the car back fast, but when I got there, the car was already there. And I sat there and I looked across the street and I said, man, I gotta remember who I was. Because I think I lost myself. I watched the Hustables. I watched his mom and his dad and how they had children with each other and how they all had the same dad. I watched our Christmas. I watched how we brought the family together. And I was like, I want that in a way that I'm willing to sacrifice me to have that so my children can have that. And that went about, and I just said, I lost who I was. Mimi Loco was that bitch back in the days. I would throw the house parties. My house parties was off the hook on Poplar Street, Hoover, Wilson, everybody come to the house parties until all the Crips ran them off. But shit, they were there. And I became that popular girl because instead of being known for like, oh, this Crip girl, I started getting invited to birthdays. I started getting invited to backyard boogies outside of the coast. Right. And I felt good. I was able to walk down, in the brims. I was able to go to people's house parties without getting jumped or touched because people loved who I was. And I didn't know who I was, but I knew I was cool. Yeah. And I was like, I miss that person. I miss that. I'm that person in the family. I'm that person to him. But I'm not that person with my own name. Everywhere I go, it was Seaweed Baby Mama. Oh, right. You want to listen? Oh, you Seaweed Baby. And I'm like, see who? I said, yeah, that's my kid's father. That's my baby. Right. Yeah, but I'm the mother of his children. So I'm checking people. I'm like, I'm the mother of his children. Right. So, and then that's when I was like, I gotta do something to make sure that he sees that he don't need those trashy ass bitches. He got a real one. I think Lamar knew the potential I had because I've always made sure that I met him halfway. I never believed in him paying for everything. But I needed to remind him, I'm that bitch. Right. I'm not just that bitch in that room. I'm that bitch here. Right. So I'm going to remind you that. And oh man, it was the craziest 2 years of my life with him at first. So I think the first year we did track. The second year we did softball because I looked in the field and we have it all on camcorder. So everything I'm saying is literally like I told VH1, I got it all on camera. What you want? And the second year I was like, yeah, y'all, I'm about to, just give me $10 now. They was like, but it was $8 last year. I said, I need 10 for your shirts. Right. And I went and I got everybody shirts. I said, $10 is going to get you the bottom part. So, bam, I go and get them the little leggings. And I guess does something to the front of the women, right? Yeah. I didn't know that. So he's like, yeah, you over here trying to show up in front of the homies and out here you showing camel toes and stuff. And I'm like, I didn't even know what a camel toe was. I didn't know what that was. And then I called my homegirl the next morning and I was like, dog, so Lamar over here talking about animals and shit. Like, dog, we don't got no fucking animals. Like, he's just trying to fuck my head. He's trying to fuck with my head, dog. She's like, animals, girl, what animals? I mean, what, the dogs? I said, no, dog. Like, he's talking about fucking camel toes and shit. Like, who the fuck got camel toes? Like, bitch, did you bring a fucking animal or something? She started laughing like you guys are. She said, bitch, that means your thing. I said, what? Yeah. So, there was no internet back then. So how you couldn't Google fucking camel toe is. And I'm like, what? She was like, the feet of the camel toe look like I said, oh. Yeah. I still don't get it. I look and look. Every time I'm going to leave here and I'm going to look. And I'm going to be like, well, this don't look. I still don't get it.
It looks like it, yeah.
So that's where that came about. Okay. I was on my way to do something negative. And I had to realize that when you don't give your enemies what they already expect out of you, you gain a lot more than what they don't want for you.
So true.
Let me say it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
When you don't give your enemies what they expect out of you, you give them more of what they don't want out of you.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now you got a strong organization.
I know.
You know what I'm saying?
How long has it been?
17 years. The birthday was yesterday. I got a notification. Happy birthday, PHATCAMP on my Gmail. I was like, I ain't gonna even I ain't gonna make everybody mad. Cause next thing you know, every nonprofit gonna have a birthday. Right. So I know it's and then my daughter goes, actually, it's not a birthday, it's an anniversary. And I was like, yeah. I'm Cuban. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that.
Strong though.
Yeah. So strong. People that don't know about PHATCAMP, they just think, oh, it's women playing softball. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Speak on that. Like, what is it that you do? You know what I mean? Because I know we know. You know what I'm saying?
We know. Yeah.
But for people that don't know, you know what I'm saying? What is it that the organization does?
Well, the purpose was to bring. I mean, even though I said that I wanted to find a name for myself, I wanted to do what I do best. All my life, I've done nothing but bring family, friends, and people in the same room, getting along, smiling, having a good time, leaving with gifts. That's just a way of opening blessings to my home. PHATCAMP's aim was to find a way to get these women to get along, because in my mind, I'm like, even though I rock with dudes, I'm like a big dude fan. I love to see men getting along. I love boys to have their fathers. Again, I wanted my kids to have their fathers more than me, although I'm the shit, but still. So I said, if I could get the women and the girls unite, the men will follow. Because all you see is some, and I'm just saying where I grew up at, and meaning like the way we grew up, and this could be Crip or Blood. I see all these bitches at work and the niggas is at home playing PlayStation, or not at that time, whatever they was playing, or they was hustling, or they was whatever, they driving their baby mama cars. And I'm like, damn, you know what I mean? And if they want to hear, and then I see the homegirls going to the set all the time and y'all want to kick it there. And I'm like, why y'all keep following these dudes? Let's do something to make them follow us in a positive way. Once I seen I had a latch on that, I was like, okay, I had to get their attention. So we said baby fat. We said fat, push pretty hard and tempting.
Yes.
And because of baby fat.
Right.
And then I said, okay, now that I got that, we're gonna call it Pushing Hard Athletic Team, because we started running and then we started playing softball.
Right.
But then when I realized that that was actually just becoming just a sport, and everybody in every hood was doing it, and we were told that we brought 3% of crime down because every hood was playing softball. I was like, that's what's up.
That's
Okay, cool.
That's
Yeah, I took
amazing.
that. I got it on the Voice of You. I said, okay, but I want more than that. That's not just what we
It's
do.
not just that. It's a small.
so-
It's a small season. It's just for
Right.
July.
And
Basically.
we were only doing it for 1 day, and then we went to 2 days, and then we went to 4, and then we go to now we got 5, but we're going back to 4 this year, whatever we do, because
Yeah.
the banquet counts.
right.
And then I said, what else can we do? And that's when I was like, I need to put message out there. Like, and that's like our first mission statement was uniting together, not just physically, but mentally, in peace and help, and domestic violence awareness and child abuse awareness. And then that's when I told them on my website, I said, I want you guys to come and hit this ball for a good cause, but whatever cause you believe in, whether it's this, and that. And I was like, all right, cool. And everything was amazing. But then it was like I started to get involved with other organizations, and I started seeing what was going on. And I'm like, no offense to any organization, but I'm like, you guys are kind of just painting a picture and showing your funders or showing your people or your likes that you did this,
Right.
but you're not
They're not-
really
you're not
doing
in
it.
there.
You're not even in there.
helping
You're
each
not
other
really
out there.
doing
No,
it.
you're not doing nothing.
We're still seeing a lot. We're still going to events, and we're going places, and there's still killings and stuff going on.
Exactly.
I have to do something about this, and I got to get a team. So we started adding more to the organization. And of course, we don't boast about it because we just more like, hey, word of mouth, hey, and then we'll post it. Hey, today we had mental health classes for 12 young ladies from a group home. Hey, today we fed the unfortunate. Today we had a back to school, certain things.
Right.
And today, PHATCAMP today is not just a sport, physically and mentally, community building and engagement, but it's also an amazing resource, outreach, and way of saying, wow.
Right.
I don't even want a
Right.
fucking professional word. I don't even want a word from the dictionary. I think wow does come from the dictionary, but I don't even want the proper words. I was just in a panel, and I was just like, I don't even know how to describe y'all PHATCAMP. I can only show you better than I can tell you.
Exactly.
Come out and see.
Mhm.
The only thing I am reaching for this year, and I told you guys, is we do want to add more outreach services, because some people are not going to go out of their district or their zip code just to go
Right.
get a GED. So
Right.
maybe we can bring somebody that can tell them, look, I work with you one-on-one. I love when people work with me on one-on-one. And I think that if they see what we see at PHATCAMP softball annual, they'll understand PHATCAMP more. Now the annual has became a annual celebration, but
Right.
throughout we're doing stuff like earlier today, we brought Feed My Hood, and I'll post about that later. Feed My Hood, we brought all the Crips from every section together, fed them, and we also told them about the legislation and everything that's going on with Prop 47 and how we want them to come to these events and give them information so they can get out their shell.
That's great.
But not just because it was all Crips that we did that. The South was doing it. Skyline is doing it. Everybody in their own thing. And I was in charge of this area because, that's my section, right?
Yeah.
Right.
But I love my bloods. I love my bloods. So Fat Camp today is not just softball.
Right.
It's just now it's become an annual celebration of softball.
You guys-
No, it is. But you're also doing this. You're doing things for the communities in different communities throughout the whole year.
Throughout the whole
The
year,
whole
we have
year.
a lot of
I mean, you guys
programs.
went to Cuba.
I know.
We did humanitarian game and event
And
in
what
Cuba.
happened in Cuba?
Amazing. I mean, again, I could tell you,
Yeah.
I can show you better. I can tell you,
Right.
It was amazing. We were able to gather 20 out of 57 women. Only 28 of them qualified because you do have to go through an evaluation. And 28 of them qualified, and all 28 women was able to raise just a certain percentage of their funds that they needed to go. And we went out there. I mean, I gave them I still feel the heat, like, good Lord. But they not just had an amazing time of their lives and understand what it's like to go somewhere without needing to be around men and all that, and just kind of just love yourself and have a good time and get along. Because, I mean, we had everybody from every section, Black, white, Mexican. I mean, you could name it. We had it. But they also was able to see why it's so important to count your blessings and not take, not take us for granted. Like,
Right.
We
The
did
circumstances we're in.
humanitarian work. We were able to provide to 157 families products that, we can easily walk into CVS and grab in the middle of the night, but they can't. They have to wait a month. Then they got to get in line, and then they got to hope that it's still in. And I took them to my parents' hoods. I didn't take them to the, when it was time to do the humanitarian work. We went to the hoods. We went directly to the hoods.
Right.
And we were able to give back to the hoods because they don't do that to those communities.
Right.
The underserved part of Havana and Cayo Hueso and Santo Puerto and oh my God, it was just so much. But yeah, they had an amazing time.
That's dope. And then not only did she do that, like when the community flooded,
Exactly.
you know what I'm saying, you guys were there in the trenches. You know what
Yeah,
I'm
that
saying?
was
Right.
that one was very scary.
When our own city officials were not there.
Right. That
Right.
was really crazy because I actually have a video that I posted it for like 5 minutes, and then I was told by my peers, mentors, to take it down and give the city the chance to see if they're gonna do something. So when I got the word, I was in Cuba. I was actually signing contracts and stuff to make sure that I was sealing the deal of bringing my ladies the month afterwards. So, and then I was also celebrating our daughter's 25th birthday. So this was January 22nd. So I'm in Cuba, no service, no nothing. And then I go to my area where I get service and I hear this and like everything else just blacks out. And I'm like, whoa. So I get a good advocate of ours, Tanisha Martin. She comes, I say, hey, get in the meeting. Get Ashan. And I'm getting calls, like all these calls are coming in and they're like, Mimi, what's up? They're not doing nothing for our district.
Right.
And I'm like, wait, what? So I come back fast and I'm like, what's up? I sent my ladies. We there. They're there. Use them for what you can. But what else can we do? I did the video. I was really, really mad in that video. It's your girl, La Cubana. You see it all in my face. And I'm bringing up all that. I'm bringing what they've already brought up now, what we're still bringing up to this
Exactly.
day. I'm like, why is my people out there helping and doing this? Where's the city workers at? Where the city at? What y'all? And I'm going in on that video. And then, like I said, I'm being told to take it down. The only reason I listen, because everybody knows I don't listen. You don't tell me what to do. But the only reason I listen is because no matter what, when you're coming into this political game, you're coming into this nonprofit game, if it's not your game that you know, just kind of try to listen a little bit. And I'm glad that I did listen at that moment because it proved my point. They were not there.
Exactly.
Thank you, Todd Gloria. They were not there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Even though you did the video a little bit before anything
I did the video
happened.
on the 24th. So the flood happened on the 22nd.
Yeah.
And I did the video on the 24th because I finally got back to the States. So I was supposed to stay in Cuba from the 22nd to the 26th. I left Cuba 2 days later. I was like the 24th, the 22nd, 23rd, 24th. I was like, I gotta go. I couldn't even relax. I couldn't even enjoy myself. My kids tried, but I was just like, I can't. I gotta
Of course
go.
not. But you shot the video 2 days after the floods happened.
Yeah, because I was mad.
Right,
Yeah.
but they're telling you to take it down because give them a chance to do it. But isn't 2
They
days
nothing
enough
happened.
time to do
if
something?
And
2
I
days?
want to say that it wasn't on the 24th. I want to say it was probably the 23rd. I think it was the next day.
Okay.
But I know, no, it was the 24th because I had to get to the United States.
Oh yeah,
And
you
I
have
got
no time.
internet, and I was in my Airbnb, and I was like, what the? I was getting more information. I was like, well, why? Because my girls are calling. They're like, hey, they want us to put on boots and do all this and do that. That's fine, but and I'm like, why?
Right.
What's going on? Wait a minute. Hold on. What? So that was the shocking part. But then I told them, go ahead, do what y'all gotta do. I'll be there.
And people are still dealing with this, even though that we haven't had the floods now for some time, but they're still dealing with it. Families are still dealing with
we
housing
definitely
issues.
PHATCAMP San Diego has dealt more with this. We've definitely committed to District 4, but we've been rocking with District 9 on behalf of also Sean Relo, because District 9 felt like they used to be District 4 and then they recently turned into District 9.
What areas are those?
That's Rolando,
Okay.
right there on University by Island Spice and all that.
Yeah.
So we had to be their voice and advocate, because it wasn't that District 4 was sleeping on them, because there was organizations getting behind them, but that's just how they felt. So I was just more like, okay, y'all, we're going to get behind them and make sure that they were straight. We still, we're there for District 4. Mental health is definitely what is needed. I think after they get all settled in, they're going to need a lot of mental health services.
Sure. Yeah, because families died. They lost people.
Yeah, there was 3 deaths.
family.
There was 1 suicide, 2 deaths.
Yeah.
So sad.
It's very sad.
So I got a question. I know I've been asking.
I know.
I know I've been asking, but I'm just so like I'm amazed. I don't want to even use a word from the dictionary. You know what I'm saying? I think amazed isn't in the dictionary. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm amazed by what you do. And I know Bree was we was talking about like how you juggle. Like what was?
No, yeah, because obviously you are a boss, right?
Boss.
So you are a major boss. But how do you juggle? You have time it seems like you have time for everybody. I've already told you that. I've said that. I'm like, how do you text everybody individually? You don't even she never sends a text message out to just like group text. It's like individual people. And I'm like, how are you doing that? How do you find the time to be able to juggle everything and be there for yourself, your kids, your community, your businesses and things like that? Also time for your music career. I mean, how do you find time to do all that? How do you juggle it? I know it's not easy.
No, it's definitely not easy. I think it's just to avoid, in the beginning, it was to avoid pain. But I think it's just a lot of, I started selling candy when I was 13. So I think that the energy started there, the crave of wanting to be independent and feeling like I'm not in control, but like I mean to something to somebody. Selling the candy gave me the strength to hustle, work, get a job, get my apartment, take care of our family, right? Even though my man was hustling too, I was making sure legally I took care of our family. I just think that a lot of it has to do with, in the beginning, after my tragic loss, it was more of pain. So I needed to ignore the pain. And instead of using substance, I used staying busy.
Staying busy.
And
That
that's
makes
where no
sense.
miserable agenda came in at, because I'm like, okay, I got to keep that agenda going. And anything that's miserable, anything that's going to bring me misery, I need to like block it or stay away from it. So,
Do you think the pain is still there then, Mimi?
Yeah.
Do you think the pain is still fueling you now?
It's only when I think about the outcome. I'm very grateful that we were able, out of a lot of families, we were able to get justice. But just the way that things went down, it still hurts me, because it's kind of like when you think about when you already plan something with somebody. So it's kind of like if you plan to marry her, she said yes, and then y'all get to the wedding and she runs off.
Right.
So with that situation, it was like I planned to have my children be raised with their father,
Right.
because I wasn't raised with my dad. My dad was murdered when he was 24. I was 2 years old in the Bronx.
Gosh.
So it's like I know that I would have turned out to be a little bit more better if I would have had a father figure, because with your father figure, he don't play that.
Right.
And there was stuff my mom, she'd be like, no, you can't do it. And she'd be like, go ahead. So I just feel like father figure is important. I feel like if a lot of fathers step up and these mamas stay in their position and let them be let the dads be a dad, then we wouldn't have all these little girls twerking and hoeing and fucking stripping.
I hear
Because
that.
your daddy is able to say so. But when you allow your daughter or your son to see you disrespect their dad when they're trying to be a dad, what you think they gonna do when they want something?
Right.
That's what made me like it just I think about, how do I want to wake up the next morning, with my dignity or without my dignity? I just, I stay busy. I know, I get it. How do I do it? I don't think about the pain. I only think about the pain when everything is coming so good. Father's Day is really hard because now they're going through what I went through. Like today, I got on Facebook and I put that post, and I'm talking to God and I'm talking to the world, but I'm saying that because I'm like, okay, I'm still worshiping this man, and he's a jealous, and I'm worshiping him. I can't do that. So I'm like, whoo, I gotta back up and say, hey, whatever you want, dog, I got you. You want me to cut my leg off so I can start walking fast? I'll do it, because it's so much good and so much of whatever. So
but I don't think that you're worshiping Lamar. I think that it's more of it's his legacy. You know what I mean? You're paying homage to him for your children. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think that it's you're keeping his memory alive, and I think that that's not something that I don't find you. I've never the stuff that you post. I've never felt that way. Well, me. What
No.
okay.
I don't. What I will say is, you think that if you decide to ever, I don't know if you're dating or if you're trying to.
definitely dating.
Okay.
That's fine.
I don't even call it dating. I'm in a relationship. I'm in a serious relationship.
Do they understand? That person
I think that's the reason why this individual was able to, and I say individual because you bitches act. No, I'm just joking. I think that's the reason why this individual was able to last this long with me.
Because he understands.
Yeah, because it was like, that was number one thing. You know what I'm saying? If we got a big ass house, it's gonna be a room, it's gonna be built like a museum. Let that be. You feel me? I think that this individual understands, and any individual that really can understand is like, what do you want somebody to, you don't just, I don't get it. Like, and I understand, I respect all these women or whatever, but I can't just throw 19 years away. And to this day, I've not ever had a man living with me and my children. I just feel like when our children see a man in our home, it needs to be my husband.
Okay.
Of course, the day I do get married, whether it's this individual or someone in the future, things will change. You will not see too much, but you will see me and my husband. I just feel like
Until you are married.
Until that's what I'm giving myself.
Yeah, and I think
I
that's
respect that.
I've seen a lot of homies die, and homies from every section, and the next thing you know, like their significant other moved on, which they should. That's good.
Yeah.
But it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right.
And I just feel like the amount of love that this man had for San Diego that we scream about so much today. Diego,
Right.
Daygo. Like, I don't think nobody understand the love that he had for his city and the shit that he wanted to do. This man died bringing money into the community by creating jobs.
Right.
He's left a platform with an amazing family base, and not to mention his woman speaks for, you know what I'm saying? Like, and his children. Not to brag or boast, but bitch, is the truth. You feel me?
Right.
So it's like, how dare y'all think I'm gonna let y'all forget about that? So any move I make, you'll forget. And I want to make sure that every individual, from here to the goddamn ugly ass government system, and Todd Gloria and everybody else, understand that when you see me, you see him, and when you see him, you see his children, and all that good stuff. And as far as my love life, like I said, yeah, if I get married, then that's different. That's my man. I have to, that's my husband. I gotta submit. That's my baby.
That was a good question.
Okay.
That was my last question. As far as before we go, well, it's my last question. I don't know if Ray has anything.
No. That's it. That's what we're gonna ask. Was the last question about that? Yeah.
Are you a submissive woman, or are you more of a traditional type of submissive woman? Or are you more of a boss? You know what I'm saying? Like, what is it that
in your household?
In your household, like, what do you feel like?
Well, right now in my household ain't nobody running shit but me, because it's me by myself with my kids and my nieces and nephews.
Right.
So So
Well, wait. Let me just say this. This is what a lot of I've been hearing on TV, not TV, Instagram, whatever.
Whatever.
These women, even women now, they're like, yeah, I fuck, I clean, I cook, and I shut up.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And it just seems like a lot of men want that type of woman. You know what I'm saying? Because they feel like because I pay the bills, I don't want to hear you say shit. What do you think of that, both of y'all? Because to me,
What I
I
feel.
have my feelings about it, and I just, I don't want to sound like no femboy or anything like that.
I
You know
just
what I'm
feel
saying?
that if
but
I feel that if you have that much control of a woman, then be careful. Because that means that if you got that much control, eventually somebody can come and replace exactly what you're getting because it's predictable. You need to have the type of woman that can stand her grounds in case you're no longer on earth and you have children being left, or
Excellent
you're in
point.
jail.
That's what I said.
Or your
Excellent
legs
point.
is cut off and your dick don't work no more. You need to know that that woman is able to stand her grounds and
Exactly.
run shit.
Thank you.
Because you can't run it, or you're not able to run it for a temporary reason, or if you got to go out of town for a couple of months, you got to make sure that that's what it is. Because if you're giving her the same thing, or you're expecting from her the same thing, it's eventually gonna get boring.
yeah, I cook, I clean, I fuck, and I shut up. It's like, why don't you want a woman to know or talk or have an opinion
Exactly.
and tell you when you fucking up? You know how much shit I can fuck up without my wife? You know what I'm saying? You know how much shit I fucked up? You know what I'm saying? Trying to tell her I'm the man.
Yeah.
I got this. Right? You know what I'm saying?
I try to be,
you know what I'm saying? And sometimes she sees some things I don't see, and she can prevent us from making I'm not perfect, you know what I'm saying? I want to lead, you know what I'm saying? And sometimes my leadership is messed up sometimes, and she'll let me know when that is. And I think I want that. You know what I'm saying? Because I want to make sure that we straight.
Exactly.
And I think that
should be something that a man does.
She's not trying to take and tell me what to do and be like, I'm the woman. She's just trying to say, I don't want you sad. I don't want to hurt you. I don't want you to fuck up. I don't want us to be in a position. I want to help. You know what I'm saying?
Wouldn't she want a woman? Wouldn't any man want a woman that's like looking out for their man? Like if I'm sitting here and you're going to do something that I think is not probably in our best interest, it can harm the family or the legacy or whatever it may be, or harm you. Why wouldn't I tell you about that?
I think it takes
Why wouldn't I say
bigger
something?
man to be able to take that criticism, or take that from a woman. And it's like, oh, I'm the man, you shut up. You know what I'm saying? I just never been that type of person. Is that the type of man you want? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm the man, you stay in your place. I know you said a woman can't be a man, and you can't, like, where does that fall
in a physical way? So the man wanting, okay, I cook, I clean, and all that. If that don't already come with you, you nowhere near ready to run. That's slavery. That's sex trafficking.
Right. No, for real.
Fucking you, and then he's turning around and telling you that. So you should already have that under your belt. I think the most important thing you can do in a relationship is just make sure you don't lose your moral, your dignity, and your respect, and know your lane. Two wrongs don't make a right, and tit for tat is definitely a turnoff. So you can't go hang out because he hanging out. You can't have an open relationship because he ain't fucking you, satisfying you. That's my biggest on that. Cooking, cleaning, and all that, you should automatically, because if you have a kid, you got to do that.
No matter what, without a man or not, the job has to be done.
I just think that she as long as she knows her boundary. I mean, you need to know your lane. You have to know your lane, and the men need to respect that. That's it. That's all.
Yeah.
Now we're gonna talk about submissive, or whatever the question was, submissive or dominant. I mean, I'm very dominant, but respect my lane. So if you and your homeboys, I'll give you a prime example. If you and your homeboys is right there playing dominoes, I'm not the one that's gonna be I'm not. Only way I'm gonna do that is if I'm trying to get you mad, because I'm trying to get your attention. I'm not gonna be the one that y'all about to go to the strip club, I'm going with y'all.
Right.
Go ahead, do your thing. You don't tell me this. But same here. I want to run the household. I'm dominant. This is a queen. This is my thing. We can pick out the furniture together, but that's my lane. I want to cook. Oh, that's my lane. Oh, you want to cook, baby? You can cook, but that's my lane.
Right.
Let me cook. Your clothes, all that, I do that. I don't need you washing clothes. I don't believe in a man washing dishes or washing clothes.
She don't even like when I wash clothes. I
don't believe in it. I'm not saying
that I don't believe in it. I don't like it.
If we're
respectfully, you don't get the stains
or
out.
we're dating, that's whatever. I'm talking about a husband and wife. It is a wife's priority. I don't give a fuck if you working. I don't give a damn. As long as he's working and he's not sitting on his ass. He is, especially if he's a black man, he has a lot. He don't need to be in them dishes, and he don't need to be, I don't give a fuck, bitch, juggle it. I don't care if he just come in the house and took off his shirt, the clothes, and threw it right there. Yell at him. But now you got to respect that as the man. Let her yell. Let her get it out. You throwing this clothes here. You know, I've been dealing with these kids. That's fine. Let her. You're coming into her kingdom. This is her position. Let her yell. Okay, babe, I'm sorry. But not, okay, babe, I'm sorry, and go pick it up. No, that's not her. That's no. As a woman and a queen, if you don't want to do that, bitch, because you work 40 hours and you tired and your nails or your corns hurt you or whatever, bitch, then hire a motherfucking maid. But that nigga shouldn't be touching shit in that house other than if he's trying to like, okay, babe, let's cook or let's clean together. And then it leads to something freaky, right? Or he wants to just surprise you. But to make it an argument that's gonna lead him to go cheat or lead you to go talk to your homegirls that's later gonna talk about y'all relationship and say that y'all got problems just because she came crying to you about him not cleaning up after himself. Bitch, you stupid. Keep your friends out your business.
No, that's facts.
Because majority of them bitches is miserable and they ain't happy and they want to make sure you not happy too. But they don't know that that's what they don't want. They don't know that.
No, yeah, it's true. Yeah.
So
and
the most important thing, stay in your lane. And as far as dominancy, I mean, women, ladies, be dominant in the bedroom. Don't be dominant just, in the streets or wherever. Be dominant in the bedroom. I'm a dominant woman.
Yeah.
I'm very dominant. So it's going to be some shit. What Tupac said, it's going to be some shit.
Yeah, me and Bree, I just never been that type because, like I said, me seeing her cook and clean and do everything, it triggers me because that's what my pops used to make my mom do. And we've spoken about this, multiple times.
Yeah.
But I'm more of a person like I'm gonna help. You know what I'm saying? I just can't just sit there.
But because you want to.
Yeah, because I want to.
Because you want to. Nobody's saying you shouldn't.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's because you
sometimes
want
I'll
to.
be like, babe, help me. I'm over here. I'm drowning. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
But you already have that establishment.
Yeah.
There is situations where women, make that a big thing. Because, they just feel entitled. I just came from my job and you over here. And this is what you signed up for. It's like if you kick it if you dating or you whatever, a pimp, and he told you like, they just get money, but I really want to be with you.
right.
Even though you ain't never gonna sell pussy for that nigga, you know what he do for a living. So what the fuck you complaining when the nigga ain't came home in 2-3 days? Bitch, you signed up for that. You don't like it, get the fuck up out and go on. But know your position.
Right.
And your position is to what the fuck you talk to the nigga for.
Yes.
Right.
Something about him made you like him. So that's all you need to focus on. But you trying to change this nigga? Help him change. Don't try to change him. Okay, baby, I see you getting money from these girls. Okay, shit. What shit? You don't know? Okay, all right. Well, damn, baby, I want to get a job on. Okay, baby, let's do that. Okay, now, you kept the job for a year now. Them hoes is gone. I know, because I'm living that life right now. I changed a man.
Yeah.
I didn't try to change him. I helped him change. What you want, baby?
I think what it was is that I feel like you were the woman that he changed for. I don't think that sometimes I feel like,
well, you know what I'm
saying? Yeah, no, but I'm saying like, I feel like that because I don't, like, I wasn't going into it thinking I was going to change him per se or whatever, but I feel like because he had other relationships, you know what I mean? And I feel like that he said, I value this person. I see her differently than these other people.
That's helping him. You just not saying the word help.
Yeah, exactly.
You're changing him because he's allowing you to help him change.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? My English is going to say
English
backwards.
Is fine. It was
okay, but you know my vocabulary. So what I'm saying is don't, like Michelle said, can't raise a man. Right. So it's like, don't, you know what I mean? Be that one he want to change for. If that's what he want to do. Exactly. If not, then keep focused with you and see what you want to do and don't lose track. I'm over here stressed out. I can't do it anymore because he keeps. Bitch, what is wrong with you? Like, Why should he? If he got you like this, why would he want to? I wouldn't want to change for no nigga that's weak as fuck. I'm about to go kill myself. Cause you about to go do what? 911. We gotta jump in the building. No, I'm just joking.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that's not gonna make me want to. I'm gonna look at you like for real, dog.
Yeah, absolutely. Same thing I told her. I was like, you can't be too nice, bro. Cause I'm a pimp or die. You know what I'm saying? If you're too nice to me, you know what I'm saying? I needed her to be a little bit mean and a little bit strong because that tracks me. I'm attracted to strong, dominant. You know what I'm saying? That's me. I can't stop.
Well, that's where I was.
So we can't really sit here and
tell
Chop Shop and speak for
everybody.
No, to each his
all
own.
I'm speak
Everybody's
for is
different.
women that are like myself,
Right.
yourself. You cannot try to change a man, but you can help a man change by being the woman that he want to change for.
That's it.
That's it. Hey.
And on that note.
Chop.
No.
Hey.
What's up, man? My name is Chosen on the beat.
It's your girl, Miss Free.
And I'm La Cubana. Y'all already know what time it is.
And you just pull up to the chop shop.